Yeah, Greeks are angry. Everyone is angry, but Greeks are angrier. The Paris Olympics made a mockery out of this traditional sports event, and it's not being taken lightly. If you need some context or explanation of what exactly happened that offended people around the world, check out my previous video on the subject here or via link in the description. But in short, Paris Olympics opening ceremony casted drag queens in the show, who then, towards the end, gathered at the long table, a scene that reminded us of the Last Supper painting by Leonardo da Vinci. A scene that actually was a mockery, caricature depiction of the Last Supper. Next, on the table, we saw an appearance of what they told us was one of the Greek gods, Dionysos. Almost naked, painted blue, there were kids there. It was a mess. It's still a mess. The backlash was so huge that the organizers of the Olympics issued an apology and removed the offensive bits from the videos online. However, I started receiving comments saying that this moment of the opening ceremony wasn't meant to depict the Last Supper by Da Vinci that offended many Christians. It's supposed to be the Feast of the Gods, painting by Johann Rotterhammer and Jean Bruegel, painted in 1602. But is it really, or is it a narrative that's meant to save the face of the Paris Olympics? Spoiler alert, it's just a cover-up story. Because the lady that was meant to be the Jesus in the scene admitted on her social media that the queer group with drag queens, and I remind you again, a kid amongst them, they were in fact trying to depict the Last Supper painting. We will talk about all that, but first, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to never miss another daily Freddo episode. Ευχαριστώ. So let's start with the first thing on my agenda of today's topics. The angry Greeks. As you all know, ancient Greece was the birthplace of the Olympic Games and holds honorary spot in the Olympic Games ever since. I live in Cyprus, so I wanted to talk about what were the reactions to this year's Olympic Games opening ceremony on this side of the world, the Greek side. I found this article by Greek City Times. Hashtag as a Greek trends on X amid discontent over Olympic ceremony. Yep. They got so pissed off that they created their own hashtag to express just how much. And mind you, there has been an ongoing joke amongst Greeks that France has been stealing from Greek culture for centuries. From architecture to food, they try to claim feta cheese as their invention, for example. So Greeks are generally annoyed with France for claiming pieces of their culture as their own. And now this mockery, trying to make Olympics about something they are not. The article continues. The hashtag as a Greek is rapidly trending on X, formerly Twitter, as numerous users express their disappointment and outrage regarding the recent opening ceremony for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Many Greeks have taken to the platform to share their feelings about the event, describing it as confusing, chaotic, tasteless, and offensive. Let's go through some of these tweets, shall we? Opinion content. Did anyone else watch the opening ceremony of the 2024 Olympics? As a Greek, I find it an abomination and a mock of our culture, desecrating a ceremony sacred to my Greek ancestors. Another one. As a Greek, I'm ashamed twice for what happened yesterday. On one hand, they humiliated the Olympic Games, and on the other, human values and ideals. I'm also so sad as a human being. You and me both. And another one. Olympic Games, a sport event where all wars stop so everyone can enjoy sports and unity. 2024 war rages in Europe and Middle East. Instead of sending a powerful message, the French chose to show this monstrosity. As a Greek, I'm offended, disgusted. So the article also says, as discussion unfolds, the hashtag highlights the emotional connection many have with the Olympics and a desire for future ceremonies to reflect the dignity and history that the Games represent. Please notice a trend in Greek tweets. No one mentions being Christian, no one mentions the Last Supper, Jesus. I am sure Greek Orthodox believers were offended by it, but for them, only the fact that the organizers decided to use the Olympic Games as a way to shove inclusivity message down our throats means that they dishonored the event and the Greek tradition. And why do I say that? Because I started getting passive-aggressive comments on my video, my last video, saying that the ceremony didn't mock Christians. The argument is that the scene at the table is the other painting depicting Feast of the Gods. It's mythology. Let me read a few of those comments and see if you can notice a trend in them. For the last time, it was not the Last Supper, it was a painting about the Feast of Olympic Gods, culminating with Dionysus, it was written wrong, showing up. Stop the fake outrage. It was not the Last Supper. Get educated. All right? Another one. This was the Feast of Dionysus, not the Last Supper. Please read a book. Any book. Okay. This was actually a take on Dionysus and the Feast of the Gods. not Jesus, the Last Supper. Even the Olympics detailed this. Education is key. And another one. There were more than 13 people at this feast. It's not the Last Supper, but the Feast of the Gods. Basic math and a little education helps. Okay? There were more comments telling me I have to read a book and educate myself, guys. All these professors are teaching us about Greek mythology. Thank you. You missed the point. Whether it's Last Supper or not, it was problematic. Why were there drag queens with a kid on stage? I don't want to go back to the video and investigate it myself, but there was someone standing close to the little kid, and that someone had a wardrobe malfunction and part of his genitals were exposed. Then the naked Dionysos on top. Drag queens carrying the Olympic torch, drag queens dance performances. I mean, come on. But, like I said, and I kept saying this whole time, the Feast of the Gods argument is just a cover story after they effed up. The organizers issued a half-ass apology, or more like non-apology. First post wrote, Paris 2024 spokesperson Andes Camps issued an apology on Sunday, July 28, explaining that clearly there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group and that ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance. She went on to say, we believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are really sorry. If you got offended, they are sorry. Okay? Meanwhile, the official page of the Olympic Games published a post on X asking social media users which moment of the ceremony was your favorite, only to be targeted with criticism with descriptions of the event ranging from absolutely atrocious, shameful, disgusting, blasphemous, and freak show. And then it continues. The ceremony's artistic director Thomas Joly had distanced his scene from any Last Supper parallels after the ceremony, saying it was meant to celebrate diversity and pay tribute to feasting and French gastronomy. Okay. My wish isn't to be subversive, nor to mock or to shock, Joly had said after the ceremony. Most of all, I wanted to send a message of love, a message of inclusion, and not at all to divide. Oh, the gaslighting. How do people fall for this? Literally, it's hashtag sorry not sorry. The article also says, as of Monday morning, the 26-minute video on the Olympics YouTube channel titled Let the Games Begin, opening ceremony highlights is unavailable. The same goes for a similar video on the YouTube channel of NBC Sports, the official broadcaster of the Games in the USA. NBC's Olympics media rights deal is the biggest in the world. The IOC has yet to officially provide the reason behind the move, so they removed the videos with the problematic content, yes? The apparent removal of the video came after numerous politicians, social media users and influencers expressed outrage over a scene featuring a troupe of drag queens, homosexuals, transsexuals, posing at the table as Jesus Christ and his apostles appeared in Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper. So they did remove it. They admitted it was problematic, and then Libs of TikTok tweeted. The Olympics deleted all the footage because they don't want you to see their sick, satanic, degenerate opening ceremony. X, you know what to do. And here you can see the lovely image of the testicle. However, being sorry wasn't the only reason Olympic Committee removed the footage of the event. Their sponsors started dropping out. As a result of the backlash, C-Spire, one of the largest telecommunications companies in the US, decided to pull all advertisements from the Paris Olympics. The telecom giant took to social media platform X to express its disapproval, and they tweeted, "We were shocked by the mockery of the Last Supper during the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics. C-Spire will be pulling our advertising from the Olympics." Paris Olympics did the ancient Greece dirty, they did modern Greece dirty, they did the Christians dirty, they did the whole world dirty by pushing this progressiveness onto us yet again. There is one more thing. Yahoo News reported. Organizers worked with the International Olympic Committee on the topics they wanted to reflect in the show, including promoting LGBTQ+ and women's rights. Naturally, we had to take into account the international community, Mr. Estenguet said. Having said that, and now listen to this, it is a French ceremony for the French Games, so we trusted our artistic director. We have freedom of expression in France and we wanted to protect it. So which one is it? You wanted to be inclusive or you just wanted to make the French happy? French ceremony for the French Games? Wow, what a gracious host Paris is. So in short, F your beliefs, F your countries, If you being offended, we are France, and this is how we do it in France. You don't like it? Screw you.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
But if you're from a rainbow community, join us. We love you. Yeah, the apology seems less and less genuine, right? But again, let's attempt to go with the cover story. Let's say it is the Dionysos and it is the depiction of the Feast of the Gods painting. We know it's not, and I'll explain it in a moment, but let's say it was inspired by the Greek mythology. Someone on Twitter asked an interesting question then. So they were actually going for a drunken naked orgy that included children? They cannot win this fight. They cannot win this argument. They are in too deep. And then, after receiving all these comments telling me to educate myself, telling me to read a book or two, how I was wrong, then articles like this one started appearing. Check out the headline from Washington Post. French accused of gaslighting with Last Supper denials as outcry over anti-Christian mocker. The article featured a tweet by Valerie Richardson featuring a screenshot of an email she received from the Paris media team, okay? And the tweet says, I've reported that Paris 2024 said Thomas Joly was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper in designing the opening ceremony. Here is a screenshot of the July 27th email I received from Paris 2024 in its entirety. So let's read this email. Actually, I will read the most important part here. For the festivities segment, Thomas Joly took inspiration from Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting to create the setting. He is not the first artist to make a reference to what is a world-famous work of art. From Andy Warhol to The Simpsons, many have done it before him. Best, the communications team. Paris 2024. So the article says that's not all. Conservative radio host Eric Erickson posted a now deleted page from Sortir Paris, a tourism website, saying the opening ceremony would include a recreation of the Last Supper, another famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci against the backdrop of the Seine. In the face of widespread blowback, the French are choosing to gaslight the world and tell you not to believe your lying eyes, Mr. Erickson said. And it's still not all, okay? Look at this tweet. We're pulling receipts now. Barbara Bush, the woman in the center, the one that is supposed to be the Jesus, posted this photo to her Instagram, admitting that this photo had everything to do with them mocking the scriptures. She then deleted it a few hours later and called it the Feast of the Gods. So her first Instagram story, it's the picture of the apostles and the Jesus, whatever, the drag queens, and then the original painting of Da Vinci. And it says in the caption, oh yes, the new gay testament. Okay. And then she deleted that story and posted another one that says, we'll forever be proud and support this moment of art reference. The Feast of the Gods by Jan Harmens van Bijlert. I received a lot of messages about my faith, but I have questions about yours. The hell? What the hell? Could she be simply ignorant, or maybe she thought it was funny? Who knows? The point is, they tried to gaslight those that were offended by it, by coming up with some BS story or an excuse and expecting everyone to buy it. Nope. The latest news I have is that Barbara Bush filed a police report because she started receiving death threats on social media. Guys, don't. This is stupid. Don't bully people, don't threaten them, and definitely do not actually go ahead and do something to them. I know we are discussing a lot of upsetting things here. We get worked up about some actions that other people take, but do not step to online bully level. I will never support anything like that, and I will always advise against it. Keep it civil. Anyway, while we are processing all the information of today's episode, let's enjoy a video from 20 years ago, Greek Olympics opening ceremony snippet. Wait, could that mean that there is a way to honor ancient history tastefully and artistically? Yep, but that was 20 years ago. Different world we all miss. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Did Paris mean to depict the Last Supper or the Feast of the Gods painting? Did you think they are gaslighting the world to save their butts? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. And for even more content, follow me on Instagram at Daily Freddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointment!